If I were the mayor, I would take on the most challenging of um, the things that confront our city. Unlike our current um, administration and even our previous administration, education was not at the top of the list. But there is a need for the city of New Orleans to have a direct hand in the education system and systems for our city, because it is the duty of the city to care for all of the citizens and not just the voting public. But that means that our children should be cared for in the way that they are cared for in family. Not because they bring in income, but because they have to be cared for in order for us to have a good future. So if I were mayor, I would make that one of my priorities instead of one of the things that someone else can do. If I were mayor, I would take on the largest businesses and economic drivers in the city as partners and require an investment in the city as a cost of doing business here. People make lots of money by being in New Orleans. Like I said, tourism, sports teams, all kinds of folks make money. But what the city gets is a pittance that has to do with the tax base. But in order to take care of this house, we have to invest in a larger way. And that might sound like holding someone, you know, at hostage in order to do business in the city. But the fact is that people don't come to Louisiana to go to Jefferson Parish. They may come to go fishing in St. Bernard, but they're going to party and live in New Orleans. So I think that in the way that New Orleans contributes to the state, I think that businesses that operate here in the city need to have a larger investment in the progress of the city. If it could be done, I would tie it to their investing in our schools, investing in our infrastructure, the fact that people have to drive over these raggedy streets and only the city is responsible for maintaining them, but everybody gets to use them. There are certain things that can happen for us that would take the hand, the city's hand out of its own pockets, but could be kind of the responsibility could be shared with industry and economic drivers. People come and do business here because they can get away with something. We are, I think, past the day where we have to entice people to come here. Because once you get here, you want to stay. Once you get here, you recognize how good this is. There is value in the citizens' participation plan. And if I were mayor, I would really hedge my bet on a successful city by calling in neighborhoods and communities for their ideas and their investment in making the city better, as opposed to pushing out folks who have something to say as, this is not what you do, this is what I do. Because when you live someplace, you ought to be able to have some say-so around it. So if I were, I think I would do a better job of community and citizen engagement. I would listen to folks. I would make sure that neighborhoods are invested in a more equitable fashion. There's no reason that Lower 9 should not be at least halfway as far along as most other neighborhoods. There's no reason that the wide swath of land in New Orleans East should not have been redeveloped in a better, more equitable fashion, so much so to the point where the people who live out there want to secede from the city of New Orleans. The fact is that we've not listened well enough, or we've heard and decided to ignore what people really want to see happen.